So what's something that you wish you had known before you published a book?
Man, I had you paint me this. It's on my stereo in the living room. It just says like, this is a long-term journey.
Right.
I just think I'm 30, about to be 32 here pretty soon. And I'm still like kind of believing this lie that like my generation was raised on, that like things happen so quickly. Like
Right.
you can build a brand in like 30 days and in like all this stuff. Yeah. And the reality is it takes time. And when you sign up for stuff like this took 4 years, like crazy, like
and
all the way.
How long were you guessing when you very first started?
I really thought it would take like 6 months to pump
Really?
it out. And that's possible, but
Sure,
it's just unrealistic for like what we wanted to do, something so quality.
And this
for
wasn't
us.
like your full-time job, so it's not like
I was working.
If all you were doing
our
was
thing.
writing this,
Marketing.
then exactly. If all you're doing was writing a book, 6 months is doable.
Yeah.
But,
But even for like big time authors, they take years.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
And then just like it is creative. Like I wasn't inspired sometimes to write a chapter on imposter syndrome. Like,
right.
okay. Like, you know what I mean? And so,
Did
yeah,
move
I
you.
think to encourage anyone out there that wants to publish a book, and not just a book, but anything, man, for me personally, this is my personal preference. And I think this is why I'm so particular. Oh, and this is so funny because like the dichotomy between these two mindsets are like, they're really different, but yet I have them both. Like you can't sit on, number one, what you have forever and just like wait for this perfect moment.
Right.
This perfect set of resources, this perfect team, this perfect
Yeah.
era to do it in. That's not coming. So you're just
That's
going to like
true.
never do anything. So it's always important for me to be productive and like, even like with my faith, you know, like our faith being a Christian, like there's that parable of the talents where like God rewards people who don't sit on what they're gifted with. And so that's really
Right.
important to me. It'll always be important to me to like go for it. But at the same time, I think people, there's like the people that don't go for it and then the people that do go for it and then like don't give it all they've got.
Yeah. Or maybe they're
And
not
don't
prepared
take
going
time
in.
to
Right.
like really be particular and see the vision, go forth. And so I would say go for it, but at the same time, like it's kind of like a hard workout. Like you need to know it's not going to be easy, but like don't skimp on the push-ups.
Right.
Like, don't cut corners because it'll come back to bite you and you'll kind of be like, dang, that sucks. Like
Yeah.
this piece of art sucks, because you'll probably say that in the future if you cut corners.
Yeah.
I think that's really what it is.
You'll regret it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were talking about in the beginning, this is like a big investment of time, of resource, of everything, you know, and so of creative energy. And so to just cut corners and in the end just have something that's halfway done, mediocre, like, you know, something you're not proud of, like what's the point?
Yeah.
Like
well,
if you're going to do it, do it.
That's the truth. And I think one of the biggest corners we cut is marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people don't even think about it. Because like they'll write the book, right? And then they won't think anything about like putting money behind it to reach people with it.
Right, which is what we're doing right now.
Yeah, we started our ads today for the book, the physical copy, and
been a
like we
process.
pushed play like today, push go.
Right. And
So-
so what would you say, so after all is said and done, you've published, then comes the marketing. Like what's a good strategy to market a published book?
I would say like having your mind before you even write the book, like when it comes out, I'm going to put X amount of dollars towards marketing for 6 months. Like, no, forget the like 1 month. I'm just going to push it for a month and be on to the next thing. No, give it like true attention. It's like a good relationship. Like you can give it all you got for the first month or two and then like just be lazy.
And then it falls
or
apart.
you can like be delicate with it, and then it falls apart, and give it the time it deserves and like treat the person with value. And I think creative projects deserve that same attention and like value as you look at them. Like this is like, and I'm a spiritual person, so I keep going back to faith in this podcast, which like we hardly do, but like this is special. I feel like God gave me this idea, and so I want to really hold it with value and like push it out there with value.
With reverence.
Yeah, it's like a reverence, like a holy reverence kind of thing. And I don't always think of it as a spiritual thing, but like, and you could also just think like, I put so much effort into this, like, why wouldn't I market it?
Right. Why wouldn't we have a big release party and invite all our friends?
I know, we're doing that. How many people? 50?
55.
Oh my gosh, I'm excited. So, okay, pause. I'm going to get my nails done in orange, like the book. And I might wear an orange dress. That's there. Awesome. Yeah, and orange balloons everywhere.
I'm thinking, I have like a burnt orange shirt. That's the only orange color I can pull off, so I'm probably going to be wearing that. I've asked our guests to wear orange. So
that's nice.
It could be interesting. It could be a sea of orange
party. Yeah. I like it.
It'll be fun. So y'all will see that on social media.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just going to be there to record it. It's going to be really dope.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited. Yeah. I mean, I guess I come from a family where my mom was always like, let's go hard or go home. I'm from the Bay Area. That's like a whole song. Go hard or go home.
Right.
So yeah, it's like, I'm all about wearing something out, like, until nobody wants to hear about it anymore.
And
like, we're done.
I feel like, because I run our social media, it helps too. Like, I feel like we're almost doing that, especially with both the book and the podcast. It's like constant updates about like, this is our book, this is our podcast, this is our book, this is our podcast. Yeah. Like, in our followers' face all the time, but it's actually getting results. Like, I think people need to hear something, 7 times?
16.
Okay, way more than I thought. 16 times before it sticks with them. Yeah.
And well, not just with, so you have the book. It's Guerrilla Marketing by, I forget his name right now. I always forget it when I'm like on the spot. But he says that in order for someone to make a decision on like, to like purchase something, get with a cause, a movement, whatever, they have to see something 16 times.
Right.
Now, does it have to be the same ad 16 times? No. It could be like a friend talking about it twice.
Right.
An ad 5 times, passing it in the store 4 times.
Right.
Like, and it just adds up to 16. And I just think he's right. Like, I like kind of like glance past things like here and there, and I'll be like, I don't need it. And then like by the 16th time, I'm like, you know what? Let me check that out. Like,
right.
And I end up buying it because I know like I probably could use it or something. Right. So yeah, I think you got to just be real with yourself. You're not going to get, unless something, a miracle happens, which could happen. Like, I think that was our ebook. Like, it felt almost miraculous how excited people were, but we blew that out the water. Like, me as Martay, the musician, I was posting about that all the time.
Right.
Like, every other day I had a post. I was doing videos. We did an ad. We promoted the ad with like $300 just to test the water. Like, we were in it.
Yeah,
and that's that's tiny. That's like a minuscule budget for some people.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think we look at major books that have been published and things, and we're like, well, they're getting such great results. Yeah, they spent $30,000
in advertising
on marketing.
Yeah.
In the first week. And so, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you don't get that, like, don't be sad. Like, you better believe every time Justin Bieber comes out with a song. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I would only assume that, like, every time a song comes out, they're spending, like, $30, $40, $50, $90,000
I bet.
to pump this thing out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because that's the name of the game. And so it's not even a thought to them, I bet you.
Right.
Like, he probably, doesn't even have a great relationship with, like, he could. I don't know Justin Bieber. So, like, but I'm just assuming, like, in general, like, Justin Bieber as an example for most people who come out with stuff, they don't even really know who's pushing play on their ads. Like,
right.
it's just going to happen,
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But even just, like, if you're on a small level and you want to market, like, just
$50 can go a long way. Right. $100 can go a long way.
And just putting it out there consistently and just keeping it, in people's feeds, because, we post at least weekly, if not 2 or 3 times a week, about our book right now.
Yeah.
And every time it's something different. It's a different graphic. It's a quote from the book. It's, something pertaining to the book that we're excited about, like our release party. And so, like, every time it's not always the same picture of the book. It's not that redundant where people are like, oh, I'm going to unfollow them. Yeah. But just something to get it brought back up again. So people are like, oh, yeah, the book. And then they go order it.
Yeah. And I think it's just fun, to be honest. Like, and I think what stops a lot of us creatives is just fear. Like, people are going to be tired of me. And, well, I think people are tired of you when you don't do social media and stuff consistently.
Right.
But when you have a relationship with them and you come out with something exciting, they want to hear it and they want to know. Yeah. So I think that's cool. And you inspire other people when you step out and you do your thing. And so, yeah, I think that's like the majority of what it takes. I think at the same time, it's hard to do it all, but there's a lot of things out there to learn. Like lynda.com, Udemy. We have little things you can learn from us, like by following us on Instagram. We're going to have a course coming out soon called Path to Influence. If you want to check that out, it's really about taking a creative or a small business owner from step one of building your brand all the way up to the last step of getting your product out there, your service out there with marketing and how to do that. So we're literally building that right now because we're done with this and now we're like not even breathing. Not gonna take a breath. We're just gonna go on to the next thing. Yeah. And then like only God knows what's next after that. Right. But it's a journey and I love it.
It is.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's been a good journey.